In today's video, we're going to be using Adobe Photoshop to create this image of an angry apple. Now it's fairly simple to create, as all it is two images merged together. Okay, a couple of little effects applied here and there to make it look a bit more realistic. So the two images that you need to make this picture is just the plain apple and also a picture of a tiger yawning. Okay, so open those two images now in Photoshop. Once you've got them both open, you want to go to the tiger picture and you want to zoom in around the mouth here. So a quick way to zoom in is just press Control plus on your keyboard or Control minus to zoom out, or you could hold the Alt key on your keyboard and just scroll on your mouse. Okay, you want to zoom in around the outs, or just zoom in so you can see the entire mouth of the tiger. Now from here what we're going to do is select the mouth and cut it out. Now in previous videos we have been using the quick selection tool, but because there's a lot of color going on around the mouth, okay, it's going to be quite tricky to select just the mouth and get it spot on. So what we're going to do is use another selection tool. Okay, you'll see a lasso tool here in your toolbox, the third tool down. If you hold your mouse down on the lasso tool, you can get the polygonal lasso tool. Okay, and that's the one I'd like you to have a crack at using today. Now basically all you need to do here to cut out the mouth is you need to click your way around, making selection points as we go around the mouth. So let me give you an example of how that's going to work. I'm going to start at the very top here at my start point, which is probably about there. And I'll click my mouse once. Now when I move my mouse, a line is going to follow my mouse cursor. What we have to do with this line is make sure that we cut around the outside of the mouth simply by doing little clicks every few pixels. So I'm going to move across to the right a little bit and I'm going to click, and that puts another selection point in. And then I'm going to go a bit further and click, keep going and click again, click, click, click. And you need to do this nice and slow, take your time and get these lines looking like a really nice selection around the tiger's mouth. Now you want to get the black lips, but you don't want to get any of that fur. Okay, otherwise it's going to look a little bit off. You don't have to go right to the edge of the black lips or gums, whatever they are. Okay, you need to be careful when you go around the tooth. Just select the tooth. Don't select the fur. Come back down to the, the lips. And we'll just click, 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 click. Sometimes you can do bigger spaces if it's a straight line, but on those little tight curves you're going to have to do lots of little clicks. And eventually you get back to the start. So when you get back to the start, you just hover over that start point, click your mouse, and you should see your selection appear. Those little marching ants will come up to show your selection. If you want, you could go up to the select and mask button at the top. In older versions of Photoshop it's called Refine Edge, so just click on that. And you can play with the levers that pop up if you'd like to get a smoother selection. So you might just want to turn the smooth up a little bit. You could feather it a little bit, nothing more than 1 pixel for the feathering I don't think. Contrast makes it look pretty good. And if you want you could even shift the edge. Okay, just move it left and right and see what looks better. Okay, but I'm pretty happy with how my selection looks. So I'll click OK, go up to the edit menu and copy that selection. I'll then go back over to my apple here and I'm going to go to edit and paste. And that puts a picture of the mouth into my document. If I grab my move tool from the toolbox, that's that button at the top of the toolbox, and make sure auto select and show transform controls are checked, you can then pick up your mouth and make it a bit bigger. So remember, to make it bigger you need to hold shift to keep it in proportion and drag out from a corner. Now our mouth is facing the wrong way at the moment. Okay, so what we're going to need to do is just right click on it and flip it horizontally. That just flips him around so he's facing the other way. So what we need to do, you need to try and, it's just a bit of a guess I suppose, but try and match it up with a similar size to mine. But we want to get it something like that, and then we're going to rotate it so it's looking a bit more like this. Okay, so you can see a bit of the mouth up here is just off the apple in the white section, and the same down the bottom here. That's fine. You'll have a little bit of the red apple showing through just here to the right side of the mouth. Again, that's fine as well. So it should be in a position something like that. Okay, it doesn't have to be exactly the same as mine, but similar will be good. Alright, once you've got that, just press the tick at the top of the page to apply those changes. You should have it sitting something like this. Next thing we're going to do is just going to pop over to our layers panel where you can see the apple on the background layer and just unlock that by hitting the little padlock. And then I want you to right click on that apple and just duplicate the layer. Click OK on the box that comes up and you'll see now you've got two apple layers. Alright, so what we're going to do now is with this top apple layer, so our middle layer here, we're going to warp it a little bit. Okay, we're going to make this part of the apple connect to the top of the mouth. So the way we do that is we come up to our selection tool again, and instead of the polygon or lasso tool, just grab the lasso tool. We're going to make another selection. And all you need to do with this lasso tool is simply click once on the page and drag your mouse and make a rough selection that goes under the teeth, out into the white section, something like that. Okay, might be able to just move it back a little bit. You want to be able to select some of this part of the apple, this top right hand side of the apple. Now with that selection made, go to your edit menu, head down to transform and select warp. And we're going to warp this apple. The way you warp the apple is simply just click on the grid and drag. Okay, and that's going to start moving the apple around a bit. So what you want to do is you want to get it matched up to the edge of the mouth over here. So it looks like it just attaches nicely to that edge. Okay, don't worry about this red bit down here. We're going to rub that out in a moment. The top of the apple should look pretty nice. Something like that's pretty good. So I'll just press the tick when I'm done. And press Control D to get rid of those marching ants. You can see now the apple joins the top of the mouth. Okay, that's good. We need to do the same down the bottom now. So with our lasso tool selected again, this time I'm going to draw a selection that goes above the bottom teeth, around the bottom there. You can go outside the lines if you need to, outside the canvas, and make a selection. We'll do the same again by going to Edit, Transform, and Warp, and just move that red apple down so it attaches to the bottom of the mouth. You can push it up a bit if you want, do what you need to just make it look like it connects to the bottom of the mouth. And press the tick when you're done. Press Control D to deselect. Right, so that's looking good. Next thing you might do is just rub out a bit of this apple that doesn't look any good. So to do that, I guess I'll just grab my paintbrush tool here. Make sure my little color box down here is set to white. And I'm still clicked on this top apple layer. And what I'm going to do is just paint over the top of that apple. It won't rub out the mouth, which is good, so you can paint over the mouth a little bit. It won't affect it. Just want to get rid of that middle part there. And anything just around the teeth as well there. If you see any rough bits on your apple as well, feel free to just quickly paint over them, cover them up. But that looks pretty good. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to liquify this mouth and just sort of, I'm going to warp it again I guess, but in a different way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my layer panel and select layer 1, which is the mouth. I'm going to go up to the filter menu and select liquify. Okay, just wait a moment and you'll see this box come up. Now from the toolbox on the left hand side, make sure you've got the very first forward warp tool selected. Make your brush a decent size by using your left and right square brackets or using the size tool up here to make it a fair size. That's probably a bit too big. About there looks good. So about 400 for the size. What we're going to do is we're just going to click and drag and we're going to push that mouth in ever so slightly. Not so it looks fake. You want it to look pretty real still. You want to get the middle of this mouth pushed in a bit. The top part kept out. Pull the bottom out a little bit if you wanted to. That doesn't look too fake, so I'm pretty happy with that. And I'll click OK once I've done that. Okay, and you can see that I guess it takes more of a bite out of the apple. Now I can see just behind the apple a bit of red shining through again, so I'll have to go back and click on my middle apple layer here and using my paintbrush, ensuring I've got white selected, I'll just have to paint over those red parts to get rid of them. Alrighty, so that's looking pretty good. Last thing I'd like to do is probably just blend in the lips a little bit better on the apple. So if I zoom in a bit here, just want to blend this black line in with the apple a bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on layer 1 again to select my mouth. I'm going to go over to my eraser tool. Just press the letter E for the shortcut there. And up the top, make sure you've got a nice soft brush selected. And you want to change the flow here to about 30%. Okay. From there, we should be good to go around the black part on the mouth now. Just slightly rub out the edges by just running over them. That's just going to smooth out those edges a little bit. It won't look as fake, I guess, if you just smooth out those edges. You can just see it starting to happen there now. If you see any rough edges, make sure you do rub them out. Oops, that's a bit of a rough job around there. Might undo that. Remember, you're on the mouth layer, so you're only rubbing out the mouth here. You're not rubbing out any of the apple. We're just smoothing out the black section, so it looks a bit more realistic. So when you zoom out, I guess it's hard to see there, but the lips kind of blend in a little bit more with the apple. Alrighty, so that is how you create an angry apple. It looks like a pretty cool effect. If you wanted to, you don't have to do this step, but if you want to, just brighten the color a bit on the mouth. It'll match the vibrance, I guess, of this really bright apple. So you'll need to click on layer 1 and go to your adjustments panel here. One thing I would change is possibly the levels. Okay, with the levels, just a matter of trial and error with these. So you could make the blacks come down a little bit, turn the midtones up so it's a bit brighter, possibly turn the whites up a little bit too so they're a bit brighter. Okay, oops, I forgot to click on this little button here. Make sure you clicked on this button here too, so that it just applies the changes to the layer below it, which is the mouth. Okay, so now any changes I make will just affect the mouth. With that unchecked, it would affect the whole image, which is not what we want. We just want to click this little box so it affects just the mouth. Alrighty, so that looks alright. If I hide that, you can see the difference between the two without the levels and with the levels. The other thing I might do is just change this option here, the hue and saturation. Okay, again I'll have to press this little down arrow here coming out of the square, just so it affects the mouth. And I'm going to turn the saturation up a bit, which just makes the colours a bit more intense and makes them stand out a bit. So apple is very vibrant, so by turning up the saturation as well, just makes the mouth a little bit more colourful, I guess. And if we close that box and just hit the little eye here, the visibility, you can see the difference between without saturation and with saturation. Alrighty, so I reckon that looks pretty good. When you go to save, make sure you go to File and Save As. Put it in your account somewhere, it should be in your ICT folder, and ensure that you've saved it as a JPEG image. So it's a high quality image but a small file size. Alright, give it a good name like Angry Apple. Click Save, and in this box that comes up, quality 10 is fine, so click OK. And that is how you make an angry apple.